What up, YouTube Digital? I want to bring up something that I found this new show, Bouncers. I actually watched it before because I watch more foreign TV than American TV. Don't ask. FTA. Figure it out. That or other things. And yes, FTA is actually illegal. As long as you do not break any encryption. If you break encryption, well then I don't know what the fuck to tell you. It's not like they're gonna fucking find out. This show deals with bouncers at clubs, and I've done that, been there. It's a fucking shit job. Yeah, my praise goes out to people who still do it, because you're going to hear one guy that you're going to hear just a little bit of what this town is, what's going on right now, and it's exactly what happened where I lived. It went from, yeah, cool, to fuck. And same type of fucking bullshit. Kids get away from their fucking family. They just start acting like fucking ass bags. And in reality, I'd probably still be doing this type of work in some form or fashion. I mean, I've done a lot of things like this, like being a bouncer. The reason I was hired at 7-Eleven is technically I was a backup, meaning number 2 cashier when it got busy at 1:45, because we're the only place to buy alcohol in a town like this. Or actually city, but anyhow, in the area, you can go across, you can go like 20 blocks drunk and get a DUI, or you can walk right here next to 30 bars and we can do $10,000 hours on beer. Didn't even sell hard alcohol. In the middle of it, I would get shopped by the cops. They'd send in, underage kids. One of them was this little cute blonde. And I watched her walk in. It's busy as fuck. And I watched her walk straight in to turn to the right, go down the first aisle. Milk juice, no, turn left, and she walked up, grabbed warm beer, right there, closest thing she can grab, got in my line, and she came up, and I go, I see your ID, and she's like, sure, because they have to show you their ID. And technically, they're not supposed to lie if you ask them directly. And in California, there's also another weird part of the law, and I don't know if it's still in effect or not. But regardless of age, if a cashier asks you for your ID for cigarettes or alcohol, you have to show it to them. Or they can fucking refuse service. It doesn't matter if you're 105. And your dick has shriveled to a vagina. It doesn't fucking matter. That's how I got away with not serving homeless people. Because their licenses were expired. Always find a way around shit. Never let the wall fuck you up. Kick that motherfucker down. That's why people are too fucked up on here. But anywho, She handed me her ID. I looked at it, picture wrong. California makes it easy. I mean, fuck. You could be a retarded blind person and realize the fucking thing is either fake or not deal. And I dropped it in the safe. The time safe. I can't get into it. There's only 2 people can get into it. They're a husband and wife, and they ain't coming in. And the cops got pissed. Oh man, she was like, and legally we had the right to confiscate the ID and turn it over to the cops. And that's what the owners would have done. So I dropped it in a safe like a money drop. And the owners would have given it to the cops the next day. Or a day after. Or whenever the fuck they felt like it. Sometimes never. But she was clearly not 21. So, and the first thing I did was when I grabbed her ID, I can already tell the picture and shit was wrong, and I was grabbing it because even if she did turn 21, if you in California, if you have the old ID and you're 21, it's no good. It expires because when you're 21, you should have the new ID. So it's expired, and so I always do it in a move when I think that they're not of age, or I get a glimpse of their picture or whatever on their ID of how it's set up, and like the picture's on the left or right or whatever the fuck, I can't remember right now. But I always grab the booze and I put it down. And I'm looking at it and I'm like, you're not 21. And I said, you just came into the store, tried to buy alcohol, and you're not 21. And I said, have a nice day, but you can get the fuck out. And she was like, well, we need the ID. Or she said she needed the ID, and I'm like, nope, we confiscate it. And I open up you can hear the swing door. It's kind of like a mailbox, and I drop it in, and it thunk. And I said, too bad, so sad. And I said, call Chico PD in a few days, and they'll probably have it. And I said, they'll probably ask your parents to come down too. I figured we were being chopped because she was that nerdy cute, that like straight A 4.0 girl that's gonna go to fucking Princeton or some shit, but she's smoking hot, but she doesn't wear makeup, that type of girl that doesn't think about any of that shit. She just like makes 4.0s, So I figured we were being shot, and that's why I dumped the ID. And she was like starting to argue with me, and I'm like, look, you can get the fuck out, or I can just call the cops, or I could pick you up and throw you out. Either way, it doesn't matter to me. So, I told her I'm not going to jail for you. And right about then, I knew something was odd. And the shopper suspicion became even more and more. And I'm looking at my coworker. He's looking at me. He's one coworker named Adam. He reminds me of Lamb Dog so much. Except, well, I don't know about Lamb Dog. I don't know, but when Adam got switched on, motherfucker got switched on. That's why I liked him. but he was cool anyways. But he was looking, he could tell it was full of shit. And we kind of knew. And he already picked up the phone and he called the only other store, and he called the other ones that the owner of the 7-Eleven I worked at owned. He owned a couple more of them, and he called them all around and going, they're shopping tonight, they're shopping tonight, they're shopping tonight, they're shopping tonight. You know, it's just a common courtesy, you know. And sure enough, CPD come running in going, whoa, 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 whoa. She had a wire on. And that's what I figured. And they're like, whoa, whoa, whoa. You know, we need the ID. We're trying to shop. You didn't sell. Don't worry. It's all good. And I said, I'm not worried about shit. I didn't do anything wrong. She broke the law. And I said, you can arrest her. And I said, she's a minor who tried to buy alcohol. That's against the law. So, you can arrest her. And it was a very touchy thing at that time. Until there was a court decision somewhere, and I don't know where, or it's a law passed where they could use minors to do it. Because they can't use somebody over the age of 21, because then it's not illegal. Because the law doesn't state I have to card people under a certain age. There is no law for that. There's only a law for if I ask you for ID, you must have valid ID. And you can't buy it if you're under 21. That's basically the law. But, you know, it got all fucked up so that they couldn't do undercover work unless they had some shit changed. And they got it changed. So, but I didn't really give a fuck. I was just fucking around because I could. And I'm just that type of prick. But, no, I told them, look, I understand, it's cool. Just come in the morning, ask for blah, they'll give you the card back. Don't worry, they come in about fucking 6:30 every fucking morning. Don't worry about it. Just tell them that I said give it to them. Or give it to you, and they'll do it. Because I took over basically everything. I became like their manager. Even though I wasn't paid for it. But, you know, I could price things. I could do all that type of shit. I could order shit. If I heard, you know, if I had a couple people come in and ask about a certain item that we didn't have, but we could order, and it wasn't like something outrageous, like, you know, a crystal or something like that, or something that would not go in our permit for our alcohol, I'll just order it. And we'll see how it does. We'll give it a test run, and if it works, it works. It's how we did Four Loko when it first came out, or the one before Four Loko, whatever it was. I don't remember. But I'm going to do this real quick. This is from Bouncers. I'll try to... I know the color is really bad. This is Season 2, Episode 2. It's on fucking YouTube. Yeah. Woohoo, hey. There we go. It's a little better. So, Season 2, Episode 2. And, let's see, maybe this one will be better. Maybe.
It's also home to one of the largest army barracks in the country, with no shortage of young locals, squaddies and students. Colchester has a lively nightlife.
So basically it's a small town that just exploded into a fucking city. Now, the place that I lived at, it had was Playboy's top party school for like fucking 17 years. That was not cool.
The busiest club in town, with the latest opening hours, is the Silk Road.
Oh, also this is in the UK, by the way. And pissed. Oh, they don't do this, they do this. Don't ask me why. I don't know. It means the same thing, but, you know, they just don't do this. I remember there's a video where Simon Cowell was like that, and people are like, oh my god, he's flipping people off. No, they actually do this. They also, pissed is not pissed off, it's pissed drunk. You're pissing yourself, you know. Bullocks are nuts. I don't know, shit like that.
The man who has been keeping trouble out of the Silk Road for the last 7 years is 50-year-old Curtis, the most respected bouncer in town.
If you're batting a six, you need to know that Curtis. He's the guy.
Brilliant. We love Curtis. It's amazing. He's got respect and he's nous. Absolute nous.
And it's a tough gig, mate, the old Silk Road. It's a tough gig.
We live in a military town, you know what I mean? Every guy in Colchester goes down the gym or do some martial arts or something, you know what I mean? It's a he-ho, man-ho town, in it, basically, you know what I mean?
Buddy, you can't go back in there, mate. What? Hold on. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Full of guys, full of testosterone, and that and drink just doesn't go. Well, it's confidence at the end of the day, you know? And that's at school I always used to fight, you know what I mean? Because I went to an all-boys school. So, you know what I mean, you have to be one step ahead, so you did fight.
Take it outside.
But there's a big difference between scrapping in the playground and running the toughest door in Colchester.
When I started the door, I used to have butterflies. I basically used to, you know what I mean, come to work and think, oh Christ, is he going to kick off now?
Kick off, man, you know, fucking go to shit. Now, I always say, you know, I know that there's a lot of people on YouTube that haven't been in fights. I'm not gonna fucking give them shit for that. Cool, you know, whatever. You went to a better school than I did. You had a better life than I did. You're luckier than I did. You know, whatever the fuck. You weren't abused like I was. Whatever. I don't care. That's not the point. The point is now the world has changed. But it still doesn't mean you kill somebody for a punch. They punch you, you don't shoot them. That's not cool. That means you have very small testicles. Okay? Because it's not hard to learn how to fight, but like even, you know, he's saying, you know, I didn't want it to break off, but it did. But you gotta deal with it.
I've been in the game long enough that I will fight anyone who gets into my space, who tries to give me a hard time. And most of the people in Colchester who come to Silk Road know that. I do an honest job, I don't take no shit, and that's as far as it goes. Listen, right, I don't want to fall out with you. I run this store and you know that. I will show you respect if you show me respect. It's as simple as that, right? Okay, fair enough, you was drunk. But don't fight me, because at the end of the day you will lose, I swear. You know what I mean? You will, because I'm older and wiser, and you should know that. Right? So you go.
Now I'll fast forward it a little bit more.
Too happy if that was me. I don't know what I would have done. But I was told over my radio, over there, mate.
For a few moments, the bouncers seem to have regained control.
Funny, best thing, mate, is just stay there. End of, yeah? Just stay there. Shut that. Whoa! Fuck you! What did I fucking tell you? I fucking told you, mate.
The man has been knocked unconscious.
Fucking out. I'm sorry, I'm done now. Get me the taxi home, I'm done. He's out of order, mate. You should have fucking walked away. You should have walked away.
It's a very, very dangerous job at the end of the night.
I fucking warned you, didn't I?
Anything can happen. I think to myself, wow, what am I doing here?
The police are never far away in Colchester and arrive in moments.
Now I want to play something else. This is where I used to live. Now this riot took place after I stopped doing the shit that I was doing as far as doors and shit like that. And I could tell you it was nothing like how it used to be. It's gone down. It's starting to go back up again, but it's still nowhere. But
I don't know, like burning of couches? Really? Come on.
I think that the riot was caused by a mixture of things, one of which being new to Chico students trying to adapt to this lifestyle.
But I do feel like it's basically a whole bunch of college students that gives Chico kind of a bad name, and I thought it was really immature. So it's a bunch of immature college students to me.
I think it was pretty stupid for the kids to drag stuff out into the intersections to start lighting it on fire and then get mad at the cops when they came to break it up.
Because the way that I understand it, it was like people were getting sort of bored with it, and then when the police showed up, they got all excited, like, oh, now it is a riot.
you know, yeah, whatever. You know, I guess people now know what city. I'll get into a little bit more, but let me say this. This is another video that some guy made on YouTube, the 2008. I started doing this shit in '88 when MTV was fucking here, broadcasting nationwide saying, "Come here, come here, come here." And Playboy is saying, "Party school, party school, party school." And Playboy, and matter of fact, when MTV first started doing its summer shit, it was right here. Let me see if I can get the color just a little better real quick. Let me darken it up a little bit. Oh shit. Ooh. Okay, yeah, this is just right outside. Mountains is like in California, Valley, not Valley as in Valley Girl. That's down LA. Different deal. San Fernando Valley, whatever, down I don't know. But Valley to Foothill, like even Reno to SF, a couple hours, 2 hours, 3 hours, something like that. So from where I used to live to like Mountain, nothing. 20 minutes. Now MTV was set up right here at a place called Bear Hole, where people get drunk and do that shit. Why, I don't know, but anyhow, I turned down the music because I don't know if it's copyrighted. I think it is. There's people on roofs. There's thousands of people. Like where this intersection is, right about here is the limit line. They were past that bar, which is about 110 feet, 120 feet, past this sorority house, across 4 lanes, packed. One part of that intersection. There's 3 other ones. Oh yeah, in the middle, and cars trying to get through. Now, back when I was doing it, it was so busy that they couldn't even get a fucking horse through there. They were getting cops from San Francisco and Oakland and Sacramento and fucking everywhere to come here. It was that fucked up. And then when it goes bad, it goes bad. There's about 5,000, 10,000 people right there. And they're running around. They're starting to thrash shit. I know it's hard to see. Just it says Chico, Riot, 08, full coverage. But you can kind of see that there's a lot of fucking people there. Okay, and this is nothing to how it used to be. I'm going to stop this here, and yeah, I'm going to stop this here first, and I'll upload it. And this is basically something I did from high school to, well, even before high school, and I'll explain it in the next video. I did some other shit that I'll explain in the next video. Anywho, I want to give people in perspective of why I'm not afraid to fight. It's because I had to deal with this fucking shit. And when you deal with this fucking shit, I'm already an asshole. But that's why I get hired to do this shit. That's why they loved me at the women's shelter to serve woman beaters. Because I got off on it. The best time to serve them is when they're with that new girl. And they're trying to make that first impression, and you come in and you fucking serve them, and you tell them why, and you crush it, and sometimes you walk away with that girl. Hallelujah! Oh yeah, and you get dinner from the other one too. Peace.